Welcome to the video that will change how the world and how the world sees you. Most people live their lives without truly seeing. They walk into rooms and miss the truth. They talk to people and miss the lies. They laugh, they nod, they agree, but deep inside, they have no idea what's really going on. They are not stupid. They are simply blind to human behavior. But you are not like them. You are here to learn a power, the silent, invisible, unstoppable power of observation. This is the skill that separates the weak from the wise. This is the skill that lets you read people without saying a word. This is the skill that makes you unpredictable, unforgettable, and unbreakable. It is not taught in school. It is not written in textbooks, but it is used by spies, leaders, CEOs, psychologists, and masters of human behavior. And today, it will be yours. And the best part, every single moment of this video will improve your English, listening, understanding, and sentence flow. So stay with me till the end. I promise you will never look at people the same way again. Let me ask you a question. What do the best poker players, detectives, FBI interrogators, top negotiators, and world-class entrepreneurs have in common? They don't react first. They observe first. They walk into a room and know who is nervous. They shake your hand and know if you're lying. They hear one sentence and know your entire mindset. How? While the rest of the world is busy talking, they are busy watching. Imagine a man sits quietly in an airport lounge. Next to him is a little girl, maybe 6 years old. She's holding a teddy bear, swinging her legs, talking non-stop. Daddy, do you think the clouds move faster than planes? Daddy, do you think teddy bears get scared when they fly? Daddy, can I tell you a secret? But the man doesn't answer. He's smiling. He's nodding. He's pretending to listen. But if you observe closely, just for a moment, you'll notice something deeper. His smile fades when she looks away. His fingers twitch on the coffee cup. His leg bounces, not from excitement, but anxiety. And in his eyes there is pain. Deep, silent, hidden pain. Most people in the lounge see a sweet father-daughter moment, but the observer sees a man preparing for goodbye. Not a short one, a final one. 2 hours later, you watch that man place a letter in the girl's backpack. He kneels down, hugs her tightly, and whispers, "Be strong for Mom." She doesn't understand yet, but the observer does. He boards a flight alone. What's the lesson? Observation reveals truth that words can't speak. While the world sees smiles, signals, while others hear noise, you hear stories. That is the power we're about to unlock in this video, the power to see what most people will never see. A person who observes sees a fake smile behind a compliment, notices fear behind confidence, detects insecurity behind arrogance, and feels pain behind silence. They see people, not just personas. They feel truth, not just words. While the world reacts emotionally, the observer moves with wisdom. And here's the secret. When you observe more, you talk less. When you talk less, you reveal less. When you reveal less, people fear you, respect you, and never underestimate you again. You've become something else. Not a follower, not just a listener, but a watcher, a reader of human nature, a student of reality. This video is not just about observation. It's about awakening your silent genius. It's about making you smarter, calmer, more powerful, and more respected in every room, every relationship, every opportunity. It will help you understand your friends better, know who to trust, avoid manipulation, win interviews, negotiations, and conversations, and build emotional intelligence, the greatest success skill in the world. Skill 1. Watch the eyes, not the mouth. Most people are fooled by words. People often believe what someone says, even if the words are false. But a powerful observer knows words lie, eyes don't. The human face can smile, the voice can sound confident, but the eyes always tell the truth. In every conversation, the eyes reveal if the person is happy or pretending. They reveal confidence or nervousness, guilt, sadness, jealousy, fear, or love. Imagine two people. A man just betrayed his best friend. He lied and caused real pain. Now he stands in front of his friend and says, "I'm sorry, bro. It was a mistake. It won't happen again." His voice sounds soft. His mouth says the right things. His body is calm. He even gives a small smile. But if you watch closely, you'll see something strange in his eyes. His eyes aren't looking directly. They move left and right like he's planning his next lie. He blinks too much, a sign of anxiety. His pupils are small, a sign of fear, not regret. That's the truth. His mouth said, "I'm sorry," but his eyes said, "I'm scared of losing you. Not because I'm sorry, but because I don't want consequences." A girl sits in a coffee shop. She's scrolling through her phone. Suddenly, a boy walks in, the one she secretly likes. She doesn't say a word. Her eyes glance up when he's not looking. Her pupils widen. Her blink rate slows. The corners of her eyes soften as if smiling from the inside. That's not just interest. That's attraction without confession. She said nothing, but her eyes told you everything. How to practice. Stop looking only at the mouth. Focus on the eyes. Look for signals. Pupil size. Big means interest or emotion. Small means fear or tension. Eye contact. Strong means confidence. Weak means nervousness or lying. Blink rate. Fast equals stress. Slow equals calm or intense focus. Micro movements. Look up or down when answering. That shows thinking, hiding, or planning. Don't react immediately. Just watch. Let the eyes show you who they are. Eyes are controlled by the subconscious, not the thinking brain. That means people can't fake it. You can fake a laugh, a smile, a compliment, but not the truth in your eyes. Master this, and you'll know what people feel without words. That's skill 1. Skill 2, watch the feet. The most honest part of the body. Most people don't know this. The face is not always truthful. People control their face but forget the feet. A man walks into a job interview. He smiles, sits straight, talks about achievements. Everything seems perfect until you look at his feet. They're not flat, shaking slightly. One heel is lifted. Toes point toward the door. His body wants to run, not stay. It means he's not confident, nervous, or uncomfortable. A smart observer sees the feet and asks, Why do you want this job? He already knows the man is faking confidence. In a meeting, your team discusses a new project. Everyone seems to agree. Everyone smiles and nods. But look under the table. One person's feet are crossed tightly. Their foot is tapping fast. Their toes point away from the group. That is your signal. This person does not support the idea. Even if their face is smiling, resistance may come silently or later. By watching their feet, you just saw the future. How can you practice this? During conversations, briefly glance at people's feet under the table or while standing. Feet pointing towards someone show interest. Feet pointing away show discomfort or emotional distance. Bouncing or tapping feet show restlessness or inner tension. Feet planted firmly show confidence and comfort. Start small. Observe people in coffee shops, waiting rooms, or elevators. Do not make it obvious. Just notice quietly. People train their voice to lie. They train their smile and even their hands. But feet move from instinct, not logic. That is why this is skill too. It is a secret window into truth, right at your feet. If you only master eyes and feet, you will already be ahead of most people. You will notice what others miss. That is how quiet people become powerful. That is how ordinary people become unforgettable. Skill 3, micro movements. Silent truth hidden in small actions. Real truth is never loud. It hides in tiny movements most people ignore. A skilled observer does not search for drama. They watch for small signals, a quick twitch, a sudden scratch, a brief head turn. A pause that lasts 1 second too long. That is where real emotion lives. Guilt appears as a neck touch. Stress shows in a lip bite. Anxiety hides in a shoulder twitch. A lie may appear as a sudden cough or throat clear. Most people miss these signals. You will not. Imagine a teacher asks, "Who took the answer key from my drawer last Friday?" The room goes silent. One student, Liam, sits calmly. His posture is straight. His voice sounds confident. He raises his hand and says, "Sir, I was not here on Friday. I went home early." It sounds honest, but you are observing. When the question was asked, Liam scratched the side of his nose quickly. It was not an itch. It was nervous discomfort. As he spoke, he looked slightly up and left. This is common when someone is creating a story, not recalling memory. After finishing, he touched the back of his neck. This is a self-soothing action used under pressure. Most of the class believed him. The observer did not. It was not his words. It was not his tone. It was the micro-movement speaking louder than his sentence. How do you practice this? Focus on small movements during conversations. Watch fingers fidgeting, face touching, eyebrow lifts, lip biting, sudden head tilts, throat clearing before speaking. Observe what happens just before or right after someone talks. The moment before speech often reveals true emotion. Do not stare. Observe calmly and quietly. The quieter you are, the more you will see. People learn to control their face. They even learn to fake smiles. But micro movements are automatic. They come from the nervous system, not thought. When you master this skill, you gain rare awareness. Small movements reveal big truths. When you notice what is barely visible, you understand what most never see. Skill 4, Listen to what is not said. Everyone hears words. Smart people listen to tone. Powerful observers listen to silence. They do not only hear words, they notice what is avoided, skipped, or left unsaid. Often, the most important part of a conversation is what was never spoken. This skill is called emotional radar. You sense what is missing, and that awareness gives you strength. A mother asks her teenage daughter, Emily, about her weekend at a friend's house. Emily smiles and says it was great. She mentions movies, late nights, pizza, and relaxing. The words sound normal, but something feels off. She talks about activities, but never says the friend's name. She avoids eye contact only when speaking about Saturday night. She never mentions whether the parents were home. When asked, "Did you stay there the whole time?" she laughs for no clear reason. Then she quickly says yes. A trained observer recognizes this laugh. It is not joy. It is discomfort. There is no need to accuse her. There is no need for proof. The missing details and emotional gaps already give the answer. She did not lie with words. She hid the truth by leaving things out. When someone tells a story, ask yourself what is missing. Are parts of the timeline skipped? Do they avoid mentioning people, places, or reasons? Notice hesitation after simple questions. When people repeat a question, they may be buying time to create an answer. Watch for emotional mismatch. Are they too excited about serious topics? Are they too quiet about meaningful moments? Ask gentle follow-up questions. Watch their body and timing as they respond. Ask, who else was there? Ask, how did you feel then? Ask, what happened next? Their reaction will reveal more than their words. Most lies are created by omission, not direct false statements. People hide more than they lie. They avoid details. They change topics. They speak vaguely. If you listen to silence, truth appears. The space between words often holds the real message. What someone does not say may matter most. When you hear silence clearly, confusion disappears. Skill 5, notice timing, not only words. Most people focus on what is said. Observers focus on when and how it is said. Timing shapes human behavior. Speed, pauses, rhythm, and delay reveal inner emotion. Think of speech like music. A wrong pause breaks rhythm. A rushed beat shows tension. A slow pace shows reflection. Humans speak with rhythm too. When that rhythm changes, something shifts inside. Skilled observers notice timing signals. Hesitation before answering shows uncertainty. Answering too fast may show preparation or false confidence. Rapid speech shows nervous energy or control attempts. Sudden silence shows emotional discomfort. Over-explaining after a pause shows effort to appear innocent. Timing lifts the curtain. You feel truth between the beats, not only in the words. A woman asks her partner where he was after 9 at night. He smiles instantly and answers very fast. He says he was playing games at a friend's place. It sounds normal to most people, not to an observer. The answer came too quickly. Timing exposed more than the sentence itself. There was no thinking and no searching for memory. He did not ask for clarification. He did not say, "Why do you ask?" or "What do you mean?" Truly innocent people often ask those questions. Instead, he used words like just and nothing big. These are softeners used to make actions sound harmless. Most importantly, He smiled too quickly, even before answering. This often means the response was prepared in advance. The issue is not the words. The issue is speed, rhythm, and smooth delivery. Real memories take time to access. False answers are often fast and polished. In conversations, listen to the gap between question and answer. Is the response too fast? Is it too slow? Does it feel overly perfect? Notice if someone repeats your question before answering. Saying, "What do you mean?" can be real thinking, not deception. Pay attention to rehearsed timing. When someone sounds scripted, the answer may not be natural. Honest responses usually flow with small imperfections. Watch for changes in speaking speed. Do they speak faster when switching topics? You learn more from when they speak than from what they say. Timing comes from the emotional brain, not the logical one. When people feel calm, answers arrive naturally. When stressed, rhythm changes. They may rush, pause, overthink, or try too hard. Timing is invisible honesty. Once you understand it, emotional states become clearer. You can sense nervousness, insecurity, fear, or false confidence. This does not require proof. This does not require proof. Words sit on the surface. Timing reveals depth. Learn to observe not only speech, but rhythm and moment. This unlocks a skill most people never notice. Skill 6. Observe repeating patterns. Human behavior works in loops. This is one of the strongest observation skills. People rarely act randomly. They repeat habits daily, weekly, and monthly. When patterns, prediction becomes possible. You'll understand personality, reactions, and future choices. Powerful observers notice repeated behaviors. Do they blame others when things go wrong? Do they avoid emotional topics? Do they complain without action? Do they laugh when nervous? Do they need to appear smartest in the room? One time means little. 3 times or more creates a pattern. Patterns tell the truth, not words. Imagine a friend named Jason. Jason says this year will be different. He promises growth and commitment. He starts a gym routine and a new job. He wakes up early for a short time. Weeks later, messages slow down. The gym routine stops. Work habits slip again. He explains it as stress. Months later, the cycle repeats. Many people believe Jason every time. He always says the right words. An observer sees deeper truth. Jason is not changing. He is rotating through comfort cycles. He seeks relief, not growth. There is no need to argue with him. There is no need to lecture. Observation is enough. His pattern speaks louder than promises. Track behavior across time, not moments. Notice actions during stress, joy, or pressure. Watch what repeats. Listen for repeated phrases like, "It's not my fault." "No one understands me. I'm just tired." Repetition reveals reality. Watch how people behave with different individuals. Are they kind to leaders but dismissive towards service staff? Do they interrupt calm voices yet show respect to confident ones? Keep a quiet mental note, not to judge, but to understand. This person often places themselves in the role of the victim. This person always wants to win. This person steps away when situations become challenging. Do not focus on one single moment. Look for the repeating cycle. Humans are not random. They become predictable when you observe patterns carefully. Psychology explains that past behavior strongly predicts future behavior. To understand what someone may do next, do not listen only to goals. Observe their history, because patterns reveal the truth. Patterns remain honest, even when words change. Many people say, "I will change." A careful observer asks, "Have you changed before? Or are you repeating the same actions again?" When you learn to recognize patterns more than truth, you begin to understand what comes next. Skill 7 is observing clothing and grooming. This is the language of identity. Observation is not limited to actions alone. It also includes what someone chooses to wear. Clothing is more than style. It shows how people view themselves. It reflects what they want others to believe about them. It may express emotion, confidence, comfort, or belonging. Every person sends a message through appearance. Even those who say fashion does not matter still communicate. How clothes are worn and cared for tells a story. Your role as an observer is to read that message silently. When people dress, they create a version of themselves. That version is shown to the world. Sometimes it is protection. Sometimes it is discipline. Sometimes it reflects inner balance. Look closely at colors, cleanliness, and fit. Notice comfort, repetition, and simplicity. Shoes often reveal honesty more than any other item. Hair and grooming also speak clearly. Every detail shares information. Ah, Imagine a man entering a hotel lobby. Attention turns toward a loud figure wearing bright accessories. People assume success from appearance alone. Yet another man enters quietly. He wears simple clothing and calm confidence. Few notice him at first, yet the receptionist stands immediately. She recognizes his presence without explanation. He owns the hotel. This man does not dress to impress others. He dresses to feel centered and comfortable. His identity does not need noise. As an observer, you learn something valuable. One person performs success. The other carries it naturally. No words are needed to understand the truth. Observe people in public spaces. Notice how they dress at work and during rest. See whether they follow trends or repeat familiar styles. Watch their comfort and confidence. In conversations, notice constant adjustments. This may signal nervous energy. Overdressing may suggest a need to prove something. Underdressing may suggest resistance or uncertainty. Observe how style changes over time. Clothing shifts often reflect inner growth. Never judge taste or fashion choices. This is not about appearance. It is about understanding people better. This part focuses on emotional communication. You are not reading fashion style. You are reading self-image. Clothing is one area people fully control. It is not automatic like blinking or stretching. Every choice is intentional. When people choose clothing, repeat styles, change looks, or hide within them, they reveal a conscious part of their inner world. These choices offer clues that words often cannot. Trends may change, but self-perception lasts. It always appears through what people wear. If you learn to read the body, you begin to understand what lives within the heart. Skill 8 is listening for repeated words and phrases. These are the echoes of the mind. People do not speak only from their mouth. They speak from patterns of thought. Nothing reveals mental programming more clearly than words people repeat without awareness. Favorite phrases, comfort words, excuses, emotional shields, hidden fears, and unspoken needs. A strong observer listens for repetition. These mental echoes appear again and again. Repetition is never random. It acts as a mirror. It consistently reflects truth. The human brain protects emotional balance. When a phrase repeats often, it carries meaning. That phrase may connect to experience, worldview, or a desire to feel understood and steady. Even simple statements can hold depth. I'm always busy. I don't trust easily. Everything will be fine. These are not casual expressions. They act as emotional signals. Your task is to notice what lies beneath. Imagine a coworker. We will call him David. When asked, "How are you?" he replies, "I'm fine." Every single time, even when he looks tired, even when his voice sounds flat, even when he sits quietly thinking. The words never change. "I'm fine." As an observer, you pause. You notice the absence of detail. No story, no emotion. You realize this phrase is not a greeting. It is protection. The words form a shield, not to seek attention, but to maintain balance and privacy. This insight helps you understand people better. Listen carefully to repeated phrases. Do they express optimism? Do they express caution? Do they create distance or safety? Do not judge the words alone. Ask what emotion supports them. Also observe your own repeated phrases. Self-awareness grows through listening. Notice changes in tone. Is the phrase playful? Is it firm? Is it used to avoid deeper discussion? People repeat what they believe. Repetition increases when comfort is needed. These phrases are emotional signals. When you listen deeply, you understand lives, not just language. Words are tools. Repeated words become personal signatures. Skill 9 is observing how people treat those with less power. This is a strong indicator of character. Appearances can be managed. Speech can be practiced. Behavior reveals the truth. There is one moment when people reveal their true self. It happens when they are with someone who holds no power, status, or influence. Watch how a person treats someone who cannot benefit them. That behavior reflects their genuine identity. Many people struggle with this test, not from cruelty, but from lack of awareness. You may see someone appear kind, friendly, and generous. Yet their behavior shifts in certain situations. When they speak to a waiter, a cleaner, a receptionist, or a driver, their tone may change. Their voice becomes firm. Their attention fades. Their warmth quietly disappears. In that moment, you understand something important. Their kindness was selective. They showed respect where it was expected, not where it was simply human. Once you notice this pattern, your awareness grows. Observe how someone interacts with people of lower status. Do they smile the same way? Do they listen fully or interrupt quickly? Do they say thank you naturally? Do they use names or speak without acknowledgement? Do they create connection or display authority? The answer reveals their character. Imagine standing inside a luxury hotel lobby. A businessman speaks warmly to the manager. He smiles, laughs, and appears confident and respectful. A janitor passes by carrying a bucket. A small splash lands near the businessman's shoes. The businessman steps back sharply. His tone changes instantly. His smile fades. His eyes grow distant. He speaks briefly without kindness. The janitor responds softly and continues working. The businessman offers no reply. As an observer, you notice something others miss. The respect was conditional. Toward authority, he was polished. Toward service, he was detached. Watch how people treat waiters, drivers, cleaners, and support staff. Observe behavior in airports, hotels, and hospitals. Compare that behavior to how they treat leaders or admired people. Notice differences in tone, posture, and energy. When respect changes with status, kindness is not consistent. Remember this simple rule. How someone treats others today predicts how they may treat you tomorrow. This is one of the clearest measures of character. There is no performance here, no pressure to impress. Without expectation, habits appear naturally. You are not judging, you are simply observing. This awareness builds emotional clarity and wisdom. Ignore fancy words and smooth speeches. Focus on everyday actions. If you want to understand someone deeply, watch how they treat those who ask for nothing. That is where truth quietly lives. Skill 10 is staying calm so you can truly observe. You have now learned many observation skills, but none of them work when the mind is noisy. When emotions rise, observation fades. Reaction replaces awareness. When thoughts rush, vision narrows. The more the mind speaks, the less the eyes notice. True observation requires inner stillness. Learn to remain calm even when others are not. Watch without rushing. Feel without overreacting. When the mind quiets, understanding expands. While others judge, you simply see. Inner noise creates confusion. Assumptions replace clarity. Stillness restores insight. Imagine standing before a mirror that is steady and clear. Only then can reflection show the full picture. No matter how clear the space behind you is, a damaged mirror shows a twisted reflection. This is what happens when the mind is filled with ego, stress, judgment, or emotional noise. You are no longer seeing people as they truly are. You are seeing them through emotional distortion. To observe clearly, the mirror must be repaired. That mirror is your mind. In every conversation, remind yourself of one thing. I am here to observe, not to react. Pause before you respond. Even 2 seconds of silence creates more strength than rushing to speak. Breathe slowly during interaction. Calm breathing leads to a calm mind. A calm mind leads to clear observation. Remove personal filters. Do not observe through past pain or temporary moods. Observe based on real signals, not imagined meanings. Speak less, watch more. The quieter you become, the more clearly the world speaks to you. Observation is not only an external skill, it is an internal discipline. You cannot control others, but you can control your attention. When attention is calm and focused, it becomes a powerful tool. The strongest observers are never the loudest. They do not chase attention. They do not rush reactions. They observe quietly, patiently, and wisely. That is why they recognize truth before others notice it. This is skill 10. Now you understand something important. Most people move through life unaware, not because they cannot see, but because they were never taught how to observe. You are different now. You have learned to read the eyes, to hear silence, to notice patterns. You can sense truth hidden in smiles, timing, and habits. You understand people without needing explanations. You are no longer only a listener. You are no longer only a speaker. You are an observer, a quiet reader of human behavior. This changes everything. When you observe more, your words improve. Your thoughts become clearer. Your decisions become wiser. You protect yourself from deception. You gain respect naturally, without effort. This is not just a skill, it is a form of inner strength. The ability to see people as they truly are, not as they present themselves. And as you understand others more clearly, you begin to understand yourself. Now listen carefully, my friend. Use this ability with wisdom, not to judge, not to control. Use it to protect your peace. Use it to build deeper connections. Choose a life guided by clarity, not noise. Often, the quietest person in the room sees the most. Now, that observer is you. If this message helped you, if you learned something valuable, if your perspective shifted, then stay connected to this channel. Here, we do more than speak. We grow, we learn, we improve English through real understanding. Share this message with someone who may need it. Remember this: the world is loud. True power belongs to those who observe calmly. I will see you next time. Stay quiet, stay aware, stay strong.